Hey, good people. You've caught me up dancing because I want to call in this good energy. The new moon is coming. Yeah, yeah, yeah. New doors are going to open. Yeah, yeah, yeah. New doors are going to open for you guys, okay? New doors are going to open for you guys. Hey, 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 good people. Welcome to my channel. Baldhead Hereford here. If this is your first time visiting with me, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. If this is your second, third, fourth time and you're returning, I appreciate you so very much, okay? And just know that your support does not go unnoticed. I know a lot of you come from my Instagram page, so thank you so much for returning, and I appreciate your energy. If this is your first time, please make sure you hit that like button, that subscribe button, and stay tuned, okay? And come back and chill with me, vibe out with me, because I try to upload resourceful stuff. Even though I don't upload often, when I do, I try to make sure that it is stuff that hopefully you guys are interested in hearing, okay? So tonight I'm coming talking about this new moon in Leo. I'm excited because number one, it's a new moon in a fire sign. So that means whatever you plant, it's going to come in with a vengeance, okay? And it's going to be massive. It's going to be potent. It's going to be powerful, okay? So please do not sleep on this new moon in Leo. Now, it is in a few days. It's the 28th. So rule of thumb with those new moons and full moons is that you normally can begin to work with that energy and even feel the energy about 3 days before the actual event, and then about 3 days after, okay? So you have a span of days that you'll be able to work with this energy. Let me tell you something. I don't know if you work with deities. I don't know if you work with angels. I don't know if you only work with your ancestors, Jesus, Buddha, Allah, Jehovah, whomever you work with. Please incorporate working with something within thyself as well to call in confidence, okay? Because that's what's being attacked right now. Before I came on, I was sitting here and I was meditating. That's how I knew I wanted to come in dancing. Spirit said dance for them. That's something that they need. Seeing how to move that energy around and not being afraid, not being, not feeling oppressed that you can't do something, okay? I don't, even something as small as me allowing you all to see me in a vulnerable state, because I don't come on here dancing. It's not something that I've done. So it's that was a way of me sharing energy with you, okay, to do something, to move something, to get in action, because that's what this new moon is going to be calling upon you to do. I believe that there's already some things that a lot of you have already endured, okay? Think back this time last year. We have the same moons, these same phases, these same cycles happen every year. What were you doing August of 2021? You can look at that to try to get a glimpse of what has been worked on, what needs to be worked on, and what you have leveled up from, okay? This new moon, I feel like it's going to also be bouncing off of the last Leo full moon. Now, I don't know when that was, so don't quote me. I should have written that down. I did it, but that's a little work, something that you guys can do. Because what you released during the last Leo full moon may be what has called itself sneaking back in and messing with your confidence now. And now that we're back to the Leo new moon, you may need to release it again, okay? You may need to do another ritual if that's what you did. You may need to do another spell. Whatever you did during the full moon release energy that was in Leo, think about that. What were you struggling with? What were you dealing with? What was it that you thought you released and you didn't? Okay, or you did, but your barriers were not high enough, so it was able to come back. Okay, so because this is what life is about. It's a constant dance of receiving, letting go, giving, receiving, letting go. It's just a recycling of energy all the time, all the day, all the night. So you never really actually fully let anything go. What happens is we transmute it. We transcend whatever was holding us back once we get to that level, because transcendence is a level and a lot of people don't make it to that. But once you do make it to the level of transcendence with a situation, a person, a place, or a thing, then that energy becomes available for transformation. Okay, so let's just say you were in a very bad relationship, okay, and it took you a minute to really just shake that person out of your system, to bleed them out of your system. Okay, so let's just say you finally did. You finally did. The energy that you're now moving under will allow you to look at that person as an experience. You no longer look at them and get sad. You no longer look at them and hate them. You no longer look at them and say, oh, woe me, and feel like a victim. You actually look at them and you're thankful, like, I'm so glad that I went through that. And you were the test that put me through it, okay? And because of that, I am who I am now. Okay, because just think about it. Some of the things that we went through that have grown us into who we are, had we not went through that, we would not be who we are today. Okay, so anyway, I know I kind of got off subject. Well, it was in subject, but just kind of off of the off of the fact that the new moon is going to help us all realign in areas that we may have backslid on. Okay, so again, new moon in Leo talks about confidence. The only thing, and this is really for the whole season of Leo. Okay, so we just entered and we'll be there until what, August 19th, August 20th, and then we go into Virgo. But right now, this whole season is going to be about confidence, whether you are calling it in or it's being tested. Okay, either way, whatever spectrum you're on, pay close attention. Okay, now in the tarot, the Leo card is the strength card. Okay, most times it's depicted with a female, okay, and a lion is somewhere either laid out around her or walking beside her, but it just shows that she has the strength of the lion, okay, supporting her, guiding her. And I'm saying her because that's what's depicted on the card. That doesn't mean that it's absent of masculine energy. It's not about masculine or feminine. That's just what's depicted on the card. That energy is for everybody. Okay, but again, and then we're talking about it's so much symbology on those cards. Okay, and let me say this too, because in some cards the strength card is the number 11, and in some cards it's the number 8. Most of my decks, it is symbolized by the number 8, okay, which for me aligns it a little better because I look at the number 8, okay, and how it looks like the infinity sign. And then we know that most of the majority of Leo season does play out in the month of August, which is the 8th month. So the number 8 is very, very, very it's essential. Okay, it's a very essential number. Now I'll talk briefly toward the end about the 8-8 portal, August 8th, that Lionsgate portal. But before I go into that, I also want to speak about the power of the number 8. The power of the number 8 is talking about accomplishments, okay? It's talking about action. It's talking about mastery, okay? I believe, in my divine opinion, that this is the time where you should be mastering things that you already are very well versed on. I believe that this is a good time because I believe, and I'm sorry for jumping over place, but sometimes I'll hear something and I have to say it before I forget it. Somebody has put something down that they were working on, something that you were really good at doing. somebody may have came in and said something or didn't support you, or maybe gave you some harsh constructive criticism, or just so many things that cause us to become doubtful in who we are and what we are and what we have to offer. Okay, so I said that to say this: if that's you, and if you've dealt with that, Spirit is telling you, hey, now is the time to reignite that. Okay, not start something new. Get back on that horse that you allowed somebody to knock you off of, and let me show you. Let's show them up. Okay, and this time I'm gonna give you something that they can feel. Okay, so that's what this energy is about. Confidence is a master key. It is the key component with this energy. If there have been things that you have endured that caused your confidence to deflate, your self-esteem to deflate, then this energy is going to eat you alive, and you will be tested with echoes and memories of that thing. And it's not to terrorize you, it's to make you see that you should never allow somebody else's yays and nays, or support or non-support, or words of criticism, whether it be constructive or not. Never let somebody move you from what Spirit has put you in. A lot of you guys are moving in your truth. And just because it doesn't agree with somebody else, or somebody else doesn't agree with it, doesn't mean that you should stop it. But this is a prime example of what happens when we allow other people to derail us, because that's all it be. and a lot of times, like I'm gonna go back to what I said earlier, it's always about within. Okay, so it's not really that person or that place or that thing or that comment that was made, it's not really the energy or the fault of that. What it is there is a deep-seated, there was a deep-seated lack of self-esteem already somewhere lying within you, and that person, that place, that thing, that comment just bubbled it up. It triggered it. Okay, so that's okay. I want you guys to become okay and be comfortable when those type of things happen. You know why? Because it's room for improvement. It's a teachable moment. It's a very teachable moment. When those type of things happen, you don't take your bags and just, kick the dust and walk on down the road with your head down. No, you say, what can I do to make sure that never happens again? What is it that needs to be realigned in me so that I will never, ever, 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 ever be made to feel that way again? That's when we run across these lessons that test our confidence. That's what's happening, y'all, and that's it. And it's one of those situations. It kind of reminds me of the story of Goliath. Okay, the only thing that needs to be done is you put that stone in that slingshot, and you aim that thing at that person, place, thing, habit, comment, and you knock that out. Because really all it's doing is trying to see how much more it can diminish you. It's really a test of faith and strength when people, places, and things and habits and stuff come in to test us. It's really a test of strength. And a lot of times when you're not aware, because sometimes when things happen, when you're right in the thick of something happen, who's thinking of what I'm saying right now? Right in the middle of something happening, you're like, what the is happening? And you react however you react. Okay, but I want us to be a little more deliberate and intentional when we respond. Okay, my hope is that if you watch this video, that when the next time something comes along to test you, you'll remember this. And you'll call that thing out for exactly what it is. You are nothing but a test. You are nothing but a test. You are nothing but a test. When you call things out as they are, it flees. You don't run from it, because it ain't gonna do nothing but run run in behind you. You don't snap out and spaz out, because it's going to sit there and be like, yeah, I got her pissed. Or I got him pissed. You don't cry and break down, because now you are spewing and emotions all over the place, and now you're leaky. What you do is you stand flat-footed with your shoulders square, your back straight, and your head and your crown, and you tell that thing, you are nothing but a test. You are nothing but a test. You are nothing but a test, and I've already passed you. I've already aced you. Just by calling it out, just by telling it that you know that it ain't nothing but a test, you're already 85% finished. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes it don't take a whole lot to beat the test. Just calling it out for what it is winning half of the battle. Okay? So I just think that goes to be that just needs to be understood, because there are so many things out here that's just knocking people off their pivot, especially when it comes to their confidence. Some people are so brutal, and some people are so, and they think their honesty, they think that their brutal honesty is the route to go, when in all reality they're being assholes, and they know they're being assholes. So protect yourself. Okay, make sure that you are only surrounding yourself with people who protect your confidence in a comfortable way. See, it's a way to say anything. It's a way to talk to people. But if you are around people who just allow their mouth to become diarrhea, and then they just feel like, well, that's just how I am. So then, you can't stop them, but what you can do is remove yourself, because those type of people are detrimental to your journey. People, other humans, are the reason that a lot of people have fallen off. They are the reason that people have given up on life. They are the reason that people just feel lifeless and worthless. It's other people. I have a saying that only thing I noticed that humans find new ways to do is hurting one another. They find new ways to tear one another down on a daily basis, but nobody's putting that same energy into building each other up. So anyway, I don't want to get off into that, because sometimes that makes me cry when I think about how cruel people are, and it just makes me think about a lot of things. Okay, so we just have to learn to be a little more loving, and a little more accepting, and a little more supportive, and a little more understanding with one another. And if you are around people who can't push that kind of energy towards you, get away from around them. I don't care if it's your family. Okay, I don't care if it's your family. If it's a job, if it's a schoolmate, if it's a sorority, a fraternity, a brotherhood, a sisterhood, if they don't feed you and they take from you, they nibble on your confidence, and they always got something slick to say, or they coming now with this new age LOL behind everything, or because when people are being slick, sarcastic, even via text messages, So when you sense that, trust your instinct and get away from them. Or if you can't get away from them, because sometimes we're not in a position to cut people completely out, but what we are in a position to do is limit how much of ourselves we give to them. Okay, so I don't want to keep going on that. I just kind of went on and on, but I felt like that was very important to say, because I do a lot of readings. Okay, and I'm seeing that it is people who have been shot down by other people. The doubt, the lack, the negative energy that's put over these people is coming from other people. It's coming from other people. It's not coming from themselves. Okay, it may be coming from themselves, as far as them just kind of replaying what a person said. That may be the hang up, but the initial hang up came from what a person said. Okay, that may have placed a small little tear, a small little opening in you that caused you to begin to doubt yourself. And that little hole just grew bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And now when new people come in and they begin to act like the person who initially kind of tore that hole in you, it's unbearable. So healing, number one, let's first and foremost, let's talk about that. That has to be done. So that may be one of the things that you can work on with this new moon. You want to call these things out. I am healed. I am healthy. I am strong. I am confident in who I am, what I am, and where I'm going. And you say these type of things to yourself in the mirror. Now, I'm big on mirror magic, mirror work, okay? If you have been taught or told anything different about mirrors, then, then clearly this part isn't for you. But the only way to really infuse that power, that energy, that magic, that charge into you is to talk to you. Talk directly to you, okay? So, get that, ladies, get that lipstick and you write your affirmations on your mirror. Fellas, get you some sticky notes. Write your affirmations. And in the mornings while you brushing your hair and, working your beard and you are brushing your teeth, recite those affirmations to yourself, okay? That's important. Self-talk is the most important talk that you will ever have because you're talking to God, okay? And God wants to know what you got to say to it. So you better watch your mouth when you talking in that mirror because you're talking to the real you in that mirror. Who's looking back at you and who's looking at that mirror, same person, different level of the person. I'll just say that, okay? So you may be low in vibration when you get in that mirror, but who you're talking to in that mirror is the high vibrational version of you. So that's why I say be very, very careful what you say, okay? Confidence is it's needed to move through this realm, okay? Confidence is connected to ego. It's connected to your pride, and all of that is connected to your self-worth, your self-value. We need our ego. It just needs to stay in check. An inflated ego is detrimental. An inflated ego will always be busted. But the ego is necessary because it protects your emotions, okay? It's that barrier that we need to build so people won't easily wipe their shoes off on us, okay? So you can tell people whose egos are, or self-confidence or self-esteem is low because they allow anybody to do and say anything to them. And you can tell the ones whose ego is super inflated, and those are your narcissists. Most of the times, those are the ones that's doing the crapping on other people, okay? So it's time to temper that. You don't want to be the narcissist, but you don't want to be the doormat either. So it's time to balance that. Okay, and you'll get an opportunity to do that during Libra season or during any type of Libra event, Libra new moon, Libra full moon, or the Libra season. A lot of things just begin to temper and balance out and align themselves naturally because that's the season and the cycle we'll be in, okay? But for right now, everybody needs to be focused on and tuned in and turned on and connected to their confidence, okay? And if there was anything that happened within the last 365 days, like I said, this time last year when we were approaching the new moon in Leo, what were you dealing with? Okay. And then look back on the last full moon we had in Leo and see what it is that you were dealing with right through that time frame. And if you did any type of ritual magic or spell magic or release magic, what did you release? Has it snuck back in, or is it smooth sailing? Because if it's smooth sailing, then clearly you don't have anything to worry about with that particular thing. Maybe it's a new thing that's causing you to feel a little shaky in your confidence. So it's all self-work, it's all inner work, and it's all shadow work, okay? This is not light work, meaning that whatever you're going through or having to deal with within thyself, it's not going to be on the front street. Okay, on the front street we can smile and hi and yay and everything's all good, but only we know that darker side of us when we get home, how we really feel. Well, that's what needs to be worked on. That's what needs to be addressed. That's what needs to be laid out in front of this new moon. And you want it to be healed and atoned and sent into the light so it can come back down and feed you in a more positive way. Okay, you always want to send things into the light so it can be dissolved and resolved. We transcend that so we can use it for transformation. Okay, so call those things out. Okay, now that gate that I was speaking of, the 8-8 portal, a lot of people think that's for twin flame energy. I don't use that for twin flame. I don't do the twin flame thing at all. I leave that to the twin flamers. Okay, I'm not against it or for it. I'm just a solo dolo spirit. I feel like we're not here for nothing else but to learn thyself and walk ourselves back to source as full and as whole and as loving as possible. Okay, so it's really never about anything outside of you. You're already whole. You are your twin flame. Okay, and the more you tap into that divine feminine and the divine masculine within yourself, that's how you begin to feel your own inner twin flame. There's no one or no person outside of you that comes in to complete you or comes in to be your karma. None of that. I digress. So the 8-8 portal can be used immensely to walk to and through an energy cycle that leaves behind anything that has stagnated you, stifled you, or stopped you from feeling beautiful, courageous, brave, loved, and supported. That's what the 8-8 portal is for. Those of you who need assistance doing that, use this new moon for that. That's what this new moon is for, to call out and to release and to call in and plant new seeds, okay? So I hope this has been helpful. I've given, dates. Like I said, I can't remember the last Leo moon, the last Leo full moon. You do that. Look up Leo full. When was the last Leo full moon? And it will tell you that, okay? But you do know what you were doing 365 days ago. Most of us can look back on our timelines from our social media and tell what we were doing and where we were at. Some of us journal. I'm a big journaler, so I like to gauge my growth, so I can just open my journals, okay? Or sometimes I get up over in the middle of the night and I get in my notes on my phone. So yeah, if you're one of those kind, just look back on your notes. Either way, find a way to gauge your growth and look and see what you were doing this time last year. And is it conducive to where you're going? Is it conducive to who you want to be and where you want to be? Like, just take inventory. Okay? Take inventory, because Virgo season, is immediately after Leo season. So we're talking about being service to others. You won't have that energy to put toward yourself come Virgo season, because Virgo season is more for lending love, lending support, and lending innocence to other people, okay? And a lot of times, too, it deals with, you may still be working on yourself, but you may be dealing with another aspect of it. It won't be confidence. It may be health. It may be your mental health or emotional health or your actual physical health. So Virgo season just brings about a different energy, but that's why it is so important to utilize Leo season for what it's for, okay? Fire magic is wonderful. Burning away stuff to make room for new stuff, easiest magic that can be done, okay? I may come on and show some of the past ones that I've done. I don't have anything that I need to release and call in new. I've already kind of began to do the things that I know I needed to do, but I'm always over here doing something, y'all. So when you're constantly doing the work, you don't necessarily have to jump head first into these moon events because you're always doing the work. But I know not everybody is as active in the, you know, the rituals and the spells as I. So for those of you who are not, you know, take advantage of these moon cycles and moon events, okay? And even these portals that open up, because they are powerful, whether you believe in them or not. And one of my favorite saying is, if you're not controlling your life, trust and believe something is. So why not? Why not just take control? Why not use these energies and these cosmic events and these seasonal vortexes to call in your greatest and highest vibration, okay? Why not? Why not? You don't have to sit and live in lack. You don't have to live in fear. You don't have to live in doubt. You don't have to live in lack on no level. But you do have to take control of your life, okay? And steer it in directions that are in alignment with what you want. Because otherwise, something else is. You're going to be used for somebody else's energy or battery, okay? So be your own charge. Be your own battery. And take control of that. Okay, so if you have stayed with me, thank you so much. I know I get a little chatty. I could talk on this thing forever, but I feel like I would lose you guys if I go longer than 30 minutes. So I thank you all so very much for staying with me. May you get all that time and energy back. And look, if I could just leave you with one thing, it would be that confidence is the master key right here. Okay, just kind of carve that word into your cerebellum right now. Confidence. And you can ask yourself, everything that you endure from this day until the end of Leo season, ask yourself, is it giving and feeding my confidence, or is it draining and taking away from it? That's going to give you your answer on, should you be talking to that person? Should you stay at this job? Should you do this? Should you stop doing that? Ask, does it align with my confidence? Easiest question and the easiest solution, okay? Does it align with my confidence? And if the answer is no, then I send you power and strength to let it go, okay? Thank you again. Thank you again. If you have any questions, any comments, drop them down in the comment section. I would love for you guys to begin to interact with me. But if you don't, that's fine. I'm not here strictly for that. I'm really here to do what Spirit tells me to do, which is share information, okay? So hit the subscribe button. I would appreciate all new subbies, okay? Hit the like button. I appreciate the likes. And if this is where we part, then again, thank you so very much. And I'll see you guys next time. Namaste.